Most leaders relax when things are good. Great leaders use peace as their most powerful weapon. They see prosperity not as a reward, but as a resource. They understand that the calm is not an end state, but a training ground for the inevitable storm. The average person celebrates a victory and then rests. They believe they have arrived. This is a fatal error. Complacency is the silent killer of empires, of careers, of dynasties. It whispers that you have earned a reprieve, that the hard work is over. The truly dominant leader knows this is a lie. They know that the moment of greatest success is also the moment of greatest vulnerability. Because when you are on top, everyone else is studying you, looking for a weakness. And fortune, that fickle arbiter of fate, loves to humble the proud. The strategist, the Machiavellian, does not fear the turn of fortune. They prepare for it. They use periods of stability to sharpen their blades, to map the territory of future conflicts, and to build fortresses so strong that they deter attack altogether. They do not react to crisis. They win the crisis years before it ever begins. Let us examine the first application of this principle. Consider a company enjoying record profits. The market is favorable, the customers are loyal, the competition seems distant. The leadership team awards bonuses, they give celebratory interviews. They fail to innovate because why change what is working? They are comfortable. Then a new technology emerges from a garage 1,000 miles away. It seems insignificant at first, a toy, but it quietly rewrites the rules of the game. By the time the comfortable company realizes the threat, it is no longer a threat. It is the new reality, and they have been left behind. This is the consequence of mistaking peace for permanence. The core Machiavellian principle here is this. The wise leader uses peace to think of war, not because they are a warmonger, but because they are a realist. They understand that adversity is not a possibility, it is a certainty. The only unknown is its form and its timing. As Machiavelli himself wrote in The Prince, a prince ought to have no other aim or thought, nor select anything else for his study than war and its rules and discipline. For when princes have thought more of ease than of arms, they have lost their states. He goes on to say that a ruler must, in peacetime, be like a hunter, constantly learning the terrain, understanding the landscape, and imagining where an enemy might emerge. The takeaway is not to live in a state of paranoia. It is to live in a state of readiness. You must become a hunter of future problems. In your career, this means mapping your professional landscape. What new skills are on the horizon? What roles are being automated? Who are the rising stars in your field, and what are they doing differently? You must study these things not with fear, but with the detached curiosity of a general studying a map. Anticipate the shift, and you can ride it as a wave instead of being crushed by it. These principles are timeless. Show your appreciation for this strategy by clicking the like button. Now let's move to the personal level. Consider the individual who receives a major promotion. They have reached a new peak in their career. For the first year, they coast. They enjoy the new salary, the new status. They do the job they were hired for, but they stop pushing. They stop learning. They believe their position is secure. Then the company faces an economic downturn. A restructuring is announced. Management looks at who is essential, who is growing, and who has stagnated. The comfortable employee, who was a star just a year ago, is now seen as a liability. Their skills are dated, their value has peaked, they are vulnerable. The principle is this: your state, your collection of skills, resources, and reputation, is not merely defended during a siege. It is fortified during peace. You must build your walls when the sun is shining and the land is quiet. To do otherwise is to invite disaster. Machiavelli understood this perfectly. He advised, a wise prince must build up a capital of reserves which can be drawn upon in adversity. A ruler who has a well-fortified city and is not hated by his people cannot be attacked. An attack on such a ruler is seen as too difficult, too costly. The preparation itself becomes the ultimate defense. Reinforce your takeaway. Your state is your personal and professional sovereignty. Fortifying it means using your periods of success to acquire hard skills that are difficult to replicate. It means expanding your network beyond your immediate department, building alliances before you need them. It means creating a financial war chest that allows you to operate from a position of strength, not desperation. Should your primary income source be threatened, do not simply do your job. Use your job as a platform to build an unassailable fortress of competence and resources. Finally, we must address the mind. The greatest fortress can be undone by a weak commander. Consider a person in a comfortable, long-term relationship. They stop putting in the effort. They take their partner for granted, assuming the stability of today guarantees the stability of tomorrow. They stop communicating, stop growing together. Then, an unexpected conflict erupts. It seems to come from nowhere, but in reality, its foundations were laid during the long, quiet period of neglect. The person is blindsided, emotionally overwhelmed, and panics. They are unprepared for the psychological shock. The principle is brutal but true. Peace softens the mind. War requires it to be hard, sharp, and resilient. Therefore, the strategist must use peace to harden their mind through discipline and simulated adversity. Machiavelli compared fortune to a raging river that, when in flood, sweeps everything before it. But he noted that this does not mean we are helpless. He wrote, "When the weather is calm, men can make provision with dikes and banks, so that when the waters rise, they may either be contained in a channel or their force be less wild and dangerous." This is your final takeaway. You must build mental dikes and banks. This is not about being negative. It is about running strategic thought experiments. Ask yourself the hard questions when you are feeling secure. What is my plan if I lose my primary client tomorrow? How would I navigate a sudden conflict with my most important ally? What is the single point of failure in my life? And what are 3 ways I could mitigate it right now? By confronting these scenarios in the calm of your own mind, you strip them of their power to cause shock and panic. When the floodwaters of a real crisis arrive, you will not be swept away. You will have already channeled the danger. The average person waits for the storm to hit, then scrambles to find shelter. The strategist, the dominant leader, has already built their fortress. They use the calm to study, to build, and to harden their resolve. They do not fear the storm. They are the storm. What is one action you can take this week to prepare for a future storm? Share your strategy below. If you wish to master these dynamics of power and preparation, subscribe to this channel and continue your study with the video on your screen now.